It is time for battles. Whoa. And this is a keeper. If this were a Steam Vents or something, I'd be a little bit happier about this, but I think it's still fine. We get the double visions on turn 2 if we want, or just hold up in remand depending on what our opponent does on turn 1. So unfortunately, we don't get to do anything on turn 1, but not the end of the world. Flooded Grove showing its power by making us able to cast Cryptic Command, even off of Stomping Grounds. So with Steam Vents, there's nothing I really want to remand on turn 2. I could see keeping this Coiling Oracle, but I don't think so. All right, so we can't set up our Oracle unless we Halimar Depths into it next turn, or I guess we have Serum Vision. So we have a lot of redraws. We just ended up drawing the lands off the Serum Visions, kind of unfortunately. If our opponent is Twin, we might want some sort of interaction like Repeal, but we do have a Cryptic already, and we're not really going to have 8 mana to be able to like try and bounce this thing twice. So I think we can just safely bottom the Repeal. Obviously, it's possible that we just lose the Cryptic Command at some point. So we are going to start with Halimar Depths. And all of these are pretty reasonable. Not that we really had any options. And I'm going to turn off these animations real quick because they're kind of bugging me. Let's see. Where are these animations at? I can't find it. Can't find it. Too many options. Should be here somewhere. Huh. Oh, it's yeah, I remember someone telling me. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Never mind. I was looking in the wrong spot. A Vendilion Click. Okie doke. I took away my Cryptic. It's not very nice. Alright, so what do we want here? Island or Forest? Guess Island makes things the easiest. Yeah, I guess I'm kind of want to get a forest off of this. So then I need to tap like so. Tapping mana stuff when you have 2 filtered lands, but so bottom the Repeal again, top the Scapeshift. And we might just kill our opponent next turn. Alright, so Lighthouse indicates twin. If all they have is a cryptic command, it's no big deal. If they have a remand, might be bad. So I think we can just float mana here. Because if they do remand it, that should be fine. Okay, yeah. If they remand it, then we just pass and they can't twin combo us. And then if they let it resolve trying to cryptic us, we have float mana. We have floating mana to remand their cryptic. So yeah. Game! So Bolts and Angers go out. It's pretty easy. I like Explosives for Blood Moon and because they can't really beat it once it's in play. Electrolyze can take care of Vendilion Click. But I'm not super worried about that, although maybe I should be. And then I could see cutting a Scapeshift because I imagine the games are going to go kind of long and they can't really deal with it anyway. They don't have too many hard counters, but then even if we cut a Scapeshift, we have to cut 2 cards. Kind of want the repeal for Blood Moon still. And then I think we just cut some ramp spells. Maybe like 1 Oracle, 1 Explore. Because I think I want the searches. I do think that I want to just naturally hit my land drops. I could see like Coiling Oracle and Explore, you know, like maybe bricking on lands, and then I'm like get behind on mana, and then they just beat me with a mana advantage. Like they start winning counter wars because of that. And search only costs 1 mana basically, so. I can also see just cutting a cryptic command. So yeah, let's do that. Let's cut a cryptic. Because I imagine they're bringing in all their dispels. Alright, again, we have kind of an awkward hand. I think this is fine, though. We have turn 2 Spellskite. If we ever draw a Forest, we're pretty set up against Blood Moon, too. There's a Halimar Depths. Could just jam that right now, I guess. I feel like I'm going to get Blood Mooned. Because they're not cracking their fetches. There we go. A lot of playing against these blue decks just involves patience. Oh, so now is it like Blood Moon with Dispel backup? That'd be a beat. Then we have to hope that our Spellskite resolves. Yep. Well, I guess maybe we should not have suspended. And I do think I want this land in play. Well, hopefully this resolves and doesn't get remanded or whatever. That'd be pretty bad for us. Negate. Alright. I shouldn't have suspended, I guess. I was just talking about how it involves patience, and then I just was not patient enough. On the bright side, they can't kill me because I have Spellskite. I should have just tapped my Spellskite and start those beatdowns. Well, we have Basic Island. It's a start. Now we're drawing to Repeal or Basic Forest. Cryptic to bounce my Spellskite. I'm going to counter that. I don't feel like dying to Splinter Twin today. Yeah, so we kind of blew this game. It's too bad. Looking for Basic Forest. Alright, now you have 2 Spellskites you need to deal with. Oh, Vendilion Clique's a good start. That should put me on the pain train. Ooh, he's clicking himself. Getting rid of an excess Splinter Twin. Alright. So now we still have outs. Ooh. Hello. Oh no. Now we're probably just gonna die. Alright, I want to bring in the Electrolyze. I want to bring the Electrolyze back in. Maybe I should have waited until, like, maybe he makes a mistake and taps out or something. Oh, there's another island. I should have redirected that. Oh well. Oops. Man, if only Valakut still worked under Blood Moon. Yeah, see, like, this might be one of those spots where I could, like, potentially force through a Nature's Claim. We blew it, y'all. Blew it. GG. Well, we weren't drawing much of anything anyway, I guess. I don't know. I guess we still have explosives to kill Vendilion, but I wouldn't mind having an Electrolyze. Coin Oracle blocks Snapcaster. So yeah, we'll try this. Patience, patience, patience. Come on now. Must tighten up. I thought the lack of fetching indicated Blood Moon, and I was correct about that, but then I didn't act on that. So silly. And now they're reboarding for Spellskite. Maybe boarding into more of a control deck, but I don't think it really matters. I do think that we still need to stay on the Spellskite plan. Alright, this is reasonable. Have all our basics. We have Nature's Claim to interrupt Splinter Twin. I don't think we're in a big rush to fire off the Serum Visions. Alright, Cryptic's pretty nice. I don't mind Explorer once we get to 6 mana also. Now, if they want to tap out for Blood Moon, that's perfectly fine, because I can just immediately Nature's Claim it. Well, Vendillion's kind of a beat. Vendillion, me, yep. So, kind of looking for an answer to that Vendillion click. And at some point we can fire off Cryptic with Dispel backup. So now we outland our opponent 7-4. Which is definitely good. That is step 1. And our little buddy drew a Spellskite. So, certainly a lot better than a Farseek would have been in that spot. To Fairy. Well, that's a hell of a Magic card. So I could counterbalance Vendillion. I think I just want to counter draw though. And there's a Scapeshift. Okay. Okay. So we could play Coiling Oracle, then Scapeshift, then have Dispel open. Guess we do that. Compulsive Research. That's a nice draw if the game continues to go on. So now we could play Spellskite and Compulsive Research, and then maybe find an additional counterspell for next turn. And if we crack this fetch land... If we don't crack it now, we're going to have to crack a duel with it if we want to play Dispel. So even though this shortens my clock by a turn, I am going to fetch now. We'll run out Spellskite. That resolves. My opponent appears to not care. I think we can still play this land. And I don't really care about attacking since my opponent's at 18. Didn't really want to get ambushed by a 1/4. Thought this might happen where actually want it back to block. Ancient Grudge is here. All right. And there we go. That should do it. Just concedes. Yeah, probably the only piece of interaction he had, and knew that he was just going to get countered. So, oh yeah, he knew I had the Dispel. That's right. Okay, cool. So we end up winning 2-1. Could have been a 3-0 if, again, you know, I take my own advice, had some patience, played around the Blood Moon, and yeah, this matchup is generally pretty difficult, but I do feel like Scapeshift kind of has this natural edge going in where it's like it's pretty easy to outland them. I do think that Twin's best bet is to try and utilize the combo kill as best they can, because like Vendilion Click, while it is a solid clock and it is a little bit disruptive, is not going to get the job done in a lot of spots, especially if I do end up drawing something like an Engineered Explosives or an Electrolyze. So yeah, my opponent's draw just like also didn't seem very great. Looked like pretty land heavy with the Ancient Grudge. If Negate was their only interaction and they only had one card left after that, I think they actually drew an extra card after the game ended. But yeah, yeah, just didn't seem like they had enough stuff. Definitely didn't have like enough filtering to find what they needed and whatnot. So yeah, we lived for a long time. We made a bunch of land drops. Mana advantage helped out a little bit, and eventually we found our card and protected it. So far so good. 1-0.